Hello. Hello, everyone, and welcome in to another stream. All right. All right, guys. Sorry about that. So yeah, today we're doing the DAGMod. Um, Again, this isn't a playthrough. This is just play testing. Um, all we're really doing today is we're spending the time to make sure my microphone works. We're just spending the time to bug test to make sure the recipes are working. I'm gonna try to have. I've got too much crap open on my desktop. It's a wonder anything actually works. Opening IntelliJ is probably going to put a heck of a strain on my PC. But I don't know. I've done a little bit of settings changes. Apparently, there's things that you have to do that it's not just like, oh, plug stuff in, turn it on, and it works. You got to go in and make changes because apparently with the new graphics card since around 2018 and stuff like that, they've and updates and stuff like that, things have changed a little bit in the way graphics cards are processing. So today we're gonna make note of though. Data. Data. Where's my recipes? All right. There was a change to some stuff. Excuse me. I will also need to go into some of these. Like what I want to do is I want to. That was the play testing, or that was the. So I'm actually probably going to spread this out. I'm probably going to redo this, and the reason why is because I may make these portals. This may be like a portal hallway. I don't know. These may be too close though. Structure-wise, they may be too close. I don't know. Oh, we'll see how it goes. Excuse me. And then again, I may just leave them. But what I want to do, though, is there's too many of these blocks here. Quest block, it's still locked. I gotta go find Garrick and all that stuff. And that's fine. That's probably what I'm going to work on in, I think 1.9. Let me go and look. Gotta pull up the road. Yeah, 1.9 is going to be the daily quest. So basically every 24 hours there's going to be resets. Daily quest rotation is 3 to 5 quests per day. A 24-hour reset timer, scaling rewards based on a player level. Daily quest completion tracking, streak bonuses for consecutive days. And that's where we're at, right? That's not where we're at. That's what's coming up. So that's where some of this is probably going to be redone. The quest block is probably going to be redone as well. I don't particularly like the design of it, but maybe I don't know. But that's future stuff, though. Right now, what we're working on is the spells for the sorcerer. Um, did I? Oh wait. Okay. Yep. So basically, we went through all the different classes and tested out to make sure that the can't see it though, but the mana bar, health bar, energy bar. Right now, I'm a human rogue, so that's my energy bar is what that is. Hey, it's Bella. How's it going? I'm doing well. How about yourself? Sorry about that. I'm catching up on a message. Welcome in, by the way. Sorry about that. I'll get back to doing this. Yeah, so how are you doing? So we went over all the spells. We just need to fix broken fireball spell. So where's the fireball spell? I think. Paper, emerald powder, and then sulfur powder? Okay. So if I was to go and do paper, emerald powder, and then let's just do this. Sulfur powder. Yeah, see, there's no, and that's the thing that I'm trying to paper, emerald powder, potent sulfur powder. That should be over. Welcome back now. Yeah, welcome back, guys. That should be over. Only mages can use it, and I'm a rogue. Yeah, so that works. But yeah, I need to go. What I want to do is I want to go through here and redo this. Honestly, I wouldn't mind even. Well, not the miner. Frost Nova. Topiaz. And I haven't, it hasn't been added in yet, but there's coins that's to be added, but that won't be until, version 2. Okay. So that works. Golden nuggets. Mithril hoe. But yeah, basically what I want to do is I want to go through here and I want these to be able to be people to be able to come here and craft things. So I'm probably going to change this, put it over here. Maybe put a couple chests or something like that up in here. I don't know. Hang on a second, guys. Hello? Everything I had on me. Everything I had on me just burnt up. Everything I had on me. Everything I had on me just burnt up. Everything I had on me. Everything I had on me just burnt up. Sorry about that, guys. Yeah, sorry about that. I had a phone call I had to take. Hey, Isabel. Welcome back here. Yeah. Anyway, sorry about that. I had a phone call from the doctor's office I had to take. Yeah, so basically, we probably, no, wait. I think I said I was a rogue, right? Yep, human rogue. Random source jump boost. What do you mean get custom stuff? All my stuff is custom. I did it myself. I have a starting, be right back, an ending screen. I have just chatting screens. I have stream ends. Or ending soon, yeah. Loading. Now I even have a starting screen soon. See? Check this out. Yeah, I have all that stuff. And I'm happy with it. Yep. The stream starting soon, or yeah, the stream starting soon screen was done by a friend of mine. I actually just started recently using it. All right. See if we can find any of the jewels. Yep, there's the sapphire. Deep slate sapphire, yep. Tanzanite? Yep. There's Tanzanite. I don't think I'll have any citrine down here. Might be able to find it. Yep, there's no. That's zircon. Redstone. More redstone. There's garnet. Deep slate rubies. Whoa, that's cool. Gassed, happy gassed, do 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 do. Happy gassed, happy gassed. Tanzanite. That should be over now. I don't even know if they even started up. Do 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 do. Flappy gas, flappy gas. Hmm. You're so cute. Look at you. Yeah. Call you meat. Do 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 do. Really wish these were more complete. Doo-doo. Yeah, so I guess one of the next things I need to work on are... Hello. Hey, Blazing, thanks for the hydrate and the stretch. Does coffee count for hydrating? But if it doesn't, 10,000%, 100,000%. Sorry, I can't count zeros. Wait a minute. Who the fuck put this here? I didn't realize there was another one here. Maybe I did. Alright, so players come down. Oh, good. I can't count past 10. You just count to 10 and start adding zeros. Yeah, so players come down here. This is... If you see the stairway with the red steps, you know that you're in the right place. Come down in here. You... There's treasure chests here. Each zero just adds another step of seriousness and intensity. Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay. And then you get a box. Ooh, Light's Blessing. Projectile protection. More leggings. I feel like maybe for the sake of consistency, maybe this needs to come down more. So then we come up here, we open this, uses the key. We travel to the what the? No, that's cool. Yeah. Then need to go through and change all of these tests because right now all they're doing is granting Undercity stuff, so I need to go through and change everything. So I have to go through the the right sword. That's not what I want. Don't fall down there. That was your weekend. How's your week been? It's been a hot minute since we talked. Then a player comes down here, breaks their ankle. Not bad. Have to stay off unless the wife has a list. I get that. Yeah, I can't complain myself. It's been interesting, I guess you could say. Yeah, all these are locked. Oh, most of them's locked. I'll take these. I don't think I need any of that stuff. Oh, what the? But yeah, I can't complain myself. It's been a decent week. We got our pool party event coming up this week, so it's going to be a short week for me. Just today through Wednesday, and Wednesday I'll probably spend most of it packing and getting ready for us to head out early Thursday morning. So they're all locked. I don't know. I only had 2 keys, so thought maybe I kind of cheesed it and went through and opened it up a whole bunch of other ones. Oh, no, that one just didn't. So that one I need to fix, because apparently that one's not. Apparently that one's just a regular chest or something. We already came through and killed the boss, so I had been. I actually played it most of last week. I actually, and then, so I don't know what they did, but apparently they didn't do much to the game. I keep feeling like everybody's like acting like they nerfed like the whirlwind barbarian. But I don't see it. Matter of fact, if anything, I was able to successfully do a pit 130, I think. I've been getting a lot of those echoes of hatred though. Like I picked up last week I picked up like 3 of them or something like that. So they feel like they're dropping more. I got a 4th 5-finger discount mythic seal, which none of my builds, minus maybe the warlock, calls for a mythic seal. So I don't know, but I mean, have I done? Yeah, I've been staying on top of it. I'm trying to complete it all the way through the season. I hit Paragon 255. So, it's just, as the build continues on, I'm still, I'm still growing. I think the build, though, in order to be at its finest, though, you need to be, you know, all your points need to be in your Paragon board. So I think that's where I'm lacking. So, you know, of what I have, being at Paragon 255, and I've got probably 298 points or something like that. I don't know how many points there are. Of all those points, though, I've got added in. I'm still needing a lot more, but I do see myself increasing the whirlwind. I do see it increasing as we're going along. So it's not terrible. I mean, if that makes sense. But I'll probably be back on it later this week. Not today, though. But I will probably be back on it later this week. For sure. How about you? Been doing any, or you just been busy? My girlfriend just messaged me and said, "Woohoo, lunchtime." I'm like, "What the?" And I look down and it is. It's like, shit, I'm so far behind today. Like, I feel like I just started. Wait, did I already go through here? Yeah, I went through them, but I didn't go through them. I didn't pull out the diamonds, which I don't know why I'm pulling out the diamonds. Of all the things, you'd think I'd be grabbing the emeralds, too. Here, a little bit, the emeralds won't matter. We'll be adding in currency, so... I mean, you'll still have the normal diamonds, or the normal emeralds for the... I got you. Yeah, I totally get that. For sure. I find myself less. Yeah. Well, congratulations on that, though. I mean, I'm still barely, and again, I'm only pushing the Melted Heart Selig build, so it's not even set up for pushing pits. So, but I will say this, though. I think I found a slight little workaround for the gores. I came across a legendary an ancestral legendary glove that had all the stats on it that I needed. It just didn't have the gores flavor text, which was basically pulls enemies in and does a little bit extra damage. the pull it mobs in was probably the only thing it had going for it, because I found basically all I did was I replaced it with something that basically does more damage, and it essentially does more damage. So I actually just foregone the just let go of the gores and just started rocking a legendary item instead, and it seemed to me like it was doing a little bit better. But I just got tired of the gores not having the item on it that you needed, and you couldn't do anything about it. So I'm just like, other than taking a chance at RNG. But see, that's the thing though. It I don't recall that being on there. Whirlwind equipment. Yeah. Okay. So gores deals 75 to 90% increased damage. Whirlwind does. So basically all I did was I went with I can pull it up. Well, it very possibly could have been, for the simple fact of with everything they've done, they probably bugged it. Kind of like the you know, the druid with the poison puddles back in the day. But it's very possible, though. Very, very possible. Maybe in the wrong thing. I don't remember what I did though. It looks like I'm gonna have to close out of this to load it up to see. Victoria, hello. Yeah, I don't remember what it was that I went through though. I'll pull it up right quick. But there's a good possibility though that it was bugged, just for the simple fact of it. I for some reason I didn't feel like granted again I think we were at the point where I was as high as I was gonna go without getting the gem strength on gear. So that's probably that's probably the case. Yeah, anyway, so basically what I went with was um skills deal up to 60% increased damage. I went with Edge Masters. Um I honestly just don't think that, you know, of course, granted, the whole because I need vulnerable. I think vulnerable damage is the one that does the most damage. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that's the one that I need, and I can't, could never really get it on Gores. You know, I was trying to play around. Finally getting my grand gems. Got grand gems and everything except for these 3 items over here. So, but I can't get the reach your destination. Yeah, see, I can't really push. Like, I could probably do a 131, 132. Well, it's just the builds are they're all calling for like the Gores. According to this build, it's calling for vulnerable damage to be the one that's affix, which to me that feels like that's the one that should be priority. Yeah. Like, let me see. I think so. Pants to all. Like, I've got almost the perfect rolls on everything. Like, you know, like the build is saying, like, this is that dilemma. Like, you know, where it's like you as the player are getting the gear that has everything, while your percentage stat may not be the exact same as everybody as the original build, so it's not perfect. You're having the perfect. Nice. Nice. There was something that I guess I did have to come all the way over here. There was something that I came across. I'm like, that would be a decent thing to hang on to, and then I probably scrapped it. Oh, well, I guess I did have one that had vulnerable damage, but it also had fire damage on it, so, which essentially is better than the one I had. It's 83%. Whirlwind's at 83% instead of the 78%. So that may actually have a little bit of value. But I was just basically, I was playing around, and you know, I've got a few of these practice technique charms with 905% gold drop rate. So, good for a may go back to PoE 2. But I think the 130 I can do it. Let me see. I don't know if I can swap. I think you can swap out gear while you're here. You just can't apply points. Yeah. Oh, maybe. Maybe Gores is still the better choice. Yeah, I seen that every item can be turned into mythics. It can have a mythic variant, but I think what they're going to do is they're going to take a page out of D3 and they're going to basically make primal. They're going to turn the mythics into primals, where you're still going to have a hard time getting a hold of all the current mythics. Who knows? Or every item has a chance to be a mythic, but again, I don't understand the whole point. That, to me, I'm not gonna lie, like I don't know if I like that idea, just for the fact of like like you kind of reduce the reason for a mythic. So unless you make mythics, the current mythics, more powerful or something like that, or actually worth it, then what's the point? So I don't know. Oh, maybe Gores was what I still needed. Because I was struggling on the other one, so... Yep. It is. You're right. I mean, and here's the thing. It's like I get, like, you know, we're 13 seasons into it, and you're 13 seasons and 2 expansions into the game. Like, I understand there's always room for growth, but you're almost kind of reinvent. Like, and even though generally, okay, I think even D3 had the same effect, where it's like, you know what, we're going to you know, we're gonna add in our last expansion pack, and then we're gonna totally change how the game plays, or, you know, make it better. But, you know, Reaper Souls actually did, though. Reaper Souls was a good expansion. D3. I don't know. Like, I'm not hating on the game. Like, I still enjoy it. Like, I think I've been more committed to this season than I have been any other season. Like, by now, I would have already been like, you know what? I'm at my break. I'm at my point where I'm exhausted, and I'm going to focus on other things, so that way I can keep going on it next season. But I still have been enjoying it. I'm just kind of running out of things to do, aside from the I mean, aside from the seasonal stuff, you know, like where it's like, oh, you need to be doing this, this, and this, and this to get your season stuff done. Like, I've accomplished almost everything that is hard to do. You know, the rare drop stuff, I guess you could say. Like, you know, like, I still have a few things, but I've got one thing left here, one thing left here, one thing left here, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 things left here before I have all that complete. But I mean, myself, I've been having fun with the season. I've been, you know, having accomplishments and stuff like that, like those echoing hatreds. I've had 4 or 5 of them so far this season. Still, the game's been a money pitfall, or gold pitfall, I guess you could say. Granted, you know, still. No, and you're absolutely right on that. As far as, you know, nothing more than, I mean, everything you've said so far up until the 2 weeks, as far as I got so far. Like them 3 or 4ish years to make it amazing, and it turned around. D4 has been out for nearly 4 years. I'm just running out of excuses to make for them. No, I get you, but yeah, you're right though. I mean, honestly though, a season. I think a season. I don't mind the season playing long like it does. Just because of you know, that it gives you time. It gives other people time to play in and stuff like that. But you're right though. You know, 13 seasons, 2 expansions, $250 for people who have the expansion, more for cosmetics and battle passes. And I one that will use. I will definitely be playing with the battle passes because, you know, FOMO, if you will. But I like those cosmetics. But you know, I like the cosmetics that I like, so I probably will quit putting so much money into the system though. But yeah, but you're right though. I mean, but about 1.5 to 2 weeks is about as much as you can, you know, and as much as we play it. Now, for casual players, and I don't, while I consider myself a casual player, I'm probably not going to be able to fit myself into that casual player because I play it a lot. Like, because I play it on stream. I'll sit down and play it for 3 to 6 hours, right? But I'm no sweat. So just keeping that in mind. But, you know, you'll have, you know, the casual players that can only play it, you know, 1 or 2 hours a day. You know, that 60 days in the season is great for them, right? And then for everybody else that's not a sweat but not a casual player, about 2 to 3 weeks is probably the max that you're going to get out of it. I just recently started selling these instead of scrapping them because I need the gold. So. No, absolutely. You are. I believe that what you just said is absolutely correct, and that's something. I mean, and I'm not trying to open up a can of worms or anything like that. But you know, the whole new God of War Laufey that's coming out. You know, there's so much hate about it, and a lot of people's like, well, it's not a God of War if it doesn't have Kratos in it. You know, well, Kratos hasn't been the God of War in like any of the games. maybe twice he's been dubbed, you know, the God of War, but that was like for a couple of cutscenes and then it was taken away. But regardless, it's the point that I'm trying to get across is I'm excited for that game because it's like I'm excited to play like a side story of it, right? But and that has absolutely nothing to do with with what you mean by the instant gratification. But you're right though. There's so many. It's games today, they don't account for longevity, and I think if a AAA title is like, you know what, spend $60 on my game, and yeah, absolutely. And don't get me wrong, no hate to Kratos. Like I love the remakes, the new games, the Dad of War style. I've loved it. Right. I didn't really play a whole lot of the older ones. I think I played maybe God of War 3 or something like that when I first got into them, or maybe it was 2. But I just didn't get into the whole storyline and all that stuff, and that's just because, you know, I just didn't care for the graphics. But they were older games, and I get it, right? They just didn't feel appealing to me, but I digress. But I need to swap back over to that. I just wanted to show you that, though. But I guess, yeah, you're right on that, though, because the gores did make a difference. So I guess I'll just keep grinding for gores. But yeah, the whole instant gratification thing, though. I caught I caught a skit on Facebook that they were talking about GTA 6 is coming out in November or whenever it's coming out, right? And they're talking about how Bank of America is a big, I wouldn't call it stockholder, but they have a lot of investment into it. They're the largest investing portion of it. And they are demanding and pushing for whatever the name of the company is that's publishing it, not Rockstar, but somebody else. They're pushing for them to sell it for $80 versus the normal price, right? And basically what it is they're trying to push this because they're trying to push proof that a $60 game is going to give a more profit margin, and that they're trying to make an $80 game, not 60. They're trying to make the game $80 because they were trying to make it that the new standard for games, right? And so basically what it's going to come down to is now you're going to potentially start playing or buying instant gratification games that you're going to play for a little bit just to turn around and stop playing them and sit there for $80. I'm fine with the I'm okay with, you know, there still being physical media. I have a shelf of physical media in there that I don't play. Yeah. No, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. Well, and here's the thing, is like you're right, but this is why I'm like, it's just going to get to where this is why I play Minecraft. I play games that don't require me to pay a monthly subscription, which is, wow, we've had this discussion though. I may come back into it though if I've got a group or somebody to play that can bear with me and teach me how to play and stuff like that. Sure. But like that though, like I'm already dumping money into your game, and now you want me to pay more for it on top of it. But that's why I like Minecraft. Minecraft, you pay for it once, and you get updates for free for the life of the game, right? Or any other type of game, and that's like that. I like those early access games, and it's sad when early access games have more potential than the AAA games. Yeah, trying to get. I know, yes, I know. It's just a matter of me doing it, though. Well, here soon, I'm gonna start doing um doing some like um the Resident Evil series on my stream, on my not on my stream. I may do it on stream, but I'm trying to find more games that I can casually play. Like, I can dedicate to days. Like, we've already talked about this, and I've actually implemented your schedule into my schedule, where pull it up. Monday is Minecraft Monday. Tuesday is Telltale Tuesdays. I still haven't really done that, but Wednesday is Wildcard Wednesdays and all that. Thursday, it's basically says it's a rest shenanigans day. I'll take it and leave it that way. And then Friday is Freaky Fridays, and Saturday is Survival Saturday. I've implemented that into my stream schedule on my website, but it's still, I need content for those days. I need something to play on those days. And so, like, Freaky Fridays and even Saturday, like it was last Saturday on stream. And I'm going to be all over the place here, but I turned around and I went in and turned on some things in the BIOS settings on my computer in hopes to make, maybe making my GPU perform a little bit better. And it seems to have done that, but there's still a few things that I'm trying to make sure that settings are correct and things are working out. So I went ahead and downloaded Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 campaign reimagined, or whatever it is they remastered, I guess is what it was. And I started playing it Friday, and I just decided, well, hell, I'll just go ahead and do it on stream Saturday. So at some point I swapped over to it and started playing it on stream until I had to leave Saturday. No, actually it was Friday. Maybe it was Friday. Maybe it was Saturday. I don't remember. Yeah, I think it was Saturday. But which I don't call, I don't really call Call of Duty a survival game, but there was a lot of dying and a lot of trying to stay alive. So I mean, one could be called that. But anyway, so that's what I want to do. Is I want to do on Fridays. I want to do those scary games, freaky games, and not that I'm trying to become a variety streamer, but I do want more than just Minecraft and Diablo. Like, I've got a whole bunch of games, and like, but I want to find some games that I don't mind playing by myself, but I would rather have things that I can play with friends. Like Phasmophobia. I don't care to play that one by myself. I care to play with friends. So, if friends want to play, it's like, then let's get a sesh going, right? But but yeah, that's kind of where I'm at, though. But that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for longevity games, not these short little games that are, instant gratification type games and stuff like that. Games that I can revisit over time. Let me see, like where's my Steam at? Like, I've got I don't even trying to see where it says how many games I have in my Steam library. Well, uncategorized, I have 107. I think it's like 140 something. extremely loud. Right. Absolutely. And don't get me wrong, it is, I'm sure a lot of that also comes from a person's taste in games, right? Um like I got off into and I had fun, but it was one of those things I didn't like to play it all the time. But there was a game, there's still a game, it's out there. It's still in like early alpha. Hell, it may be in beta now, I don't know. But it actually just passed over I think 100 billion spent or something like that, or collected. Maybe it's 100 million. I don't know. But the game is called Star Citizen, and I'm sure you've heard about it. And it's a fun game. It's a really cool game. I actually bought controllers, joystick and thrust controllers for it, so that way I could pilot around ships and stuff like that. One of my friends got me into it, and as a matter of fact, I had spent $200, $250. You played in beta, yeah. I bought 2 accounts back when I had the extra money. I bought 2 accounts for it, and I got one of my friends playing it. And I guess he still plays it, and I don't. But I knew where it was. It became one of those games where every time you turn around, you're dumping money into it. People had spent hundreds of thousands of dollars on in-game cosmetics on a ship, and it's like, are you kidding me? It's like, this isn't a tax write-off. You're not getting. How are you justifying that? Maybe donations? I don't know, but I got to where I'm like, this is what's going to happen. Even if this game came out into full release, you're going to be paying monthly. You're paying monthly for it, and I've already dumped so much money into it already. I'm not willing to do that. And I mean, yes, essentially, I was funding the project, I was funding the game and stuff like that. But it's like there was just so many things wrong with it that it's just like every time you turn around, it was just so unplayable. And of course, I get it. It's early access and stuff like that. It's going to be, but it's like you spent more time trying to. It's like the owners or the creators spent more time trying to worry about the look of it instead of the playability of it. They were more worried about the high-end graphics needed for it than they were about, its playability. Like stepping into an elevator and falling to your death. So, but I digress on that. But yeah, some of the games that, I might revisit the Forest, Sons of the Forest. I'm just looking at some of my stuff. I got Puppet Master. That's fun. You can only play that one with the. Oh, coming out games though, I'm looking forward to. I should probably pre-order it though, but I guess I'll have to do that next month when I get paid again. Some of my funds are kind of tied up. I'm looking forward to the new Hellraiser game coming out. Wolverine's got a game coming out. Halloween has a game coming out. I'm looking forward to those as well. Yeah, it's just sad to be an old fart gamer these days. Pretty much pigeonholed into either survival or MMO. You're right. I mean, and to be fair, that's the direction that the markets went. There's very few standalone games. I should really get to work on the game that I'm wanting to build. It's a dungeon exploration game, but I haven't really. I've been working so much on this mod for Minecraft that I really haven't touched it. But the purpose of this mod is to be the backbone, kind of like how Hytale did their game. When Hytale released their game, they used Minecraft as the game engine, and then built the end game around it, or built the mod in the game and stuff like that. Yeah. Yeah. And seeing me, I like a single player game. I prefer a single player game. I prefer the story mode of a game. Not that I care about the story, but that's why I like God of War. You played through a story. I didn't care about the story itself, but the experience that you got from playing through the story, I liked it. I didn't pay attention to the lore and stuff like that. But see, I like a single player game. I stomach the MMOs, but I stomach the MMOs if I'm playing. I stomach it. I have a better chance of enjoying it if I'm playing with people that I know and I trust. That makes sense. Yeah, it's putting the time in front of you, behind you. Yeah. I mean that's fair. I get that. I mean, everybody has their own playstyle. What the hell are the axolotls doing up here? I thought the light was supposed to kill them. I thought they couldn't be above ground like this for too much longer. Anyway. But no, yeah, you're right though. I mean, I get that. And yeah, while my game is more along the lines of it's more ideally geared towards solo play. It will be you'll be able to co-op it, or not MMO, but you'll be able to co-op it. So, but yeah, it's like a dungeon crawler though. Basically, you get together, kind of like you get your party together, and you get a contract with the town, and each town has a dungeon entrance, and you have to go through and clear the dungeon. But your contract is to not necessarily clear the dungeon, because that's just your side objective. Your main objectives is to map it. So you're kind of exploring the dungeon and mapping it, and as you level up, more of that dungeon unlocks. So as you level up and gain like foresight, or like say you're a rogue and you're able to find traps and stuff like that, well, you'll be able to spot hidden doors and pick locks and stuff like that a little bit easier than somebody. So you're not necessarily class based, but you'll be able to kind of spec into things to look for traps, look for hidden doors and stuff like that. But and then you'll have safe places inside of a dungeon that you can go in, safe spaces, safe rooms and stuff like that. So as you're exploring, because you're talking about one dungeon, even 5 to 10 levels could take you hours to clear. And have I? I haven't even started on or anything like that. Just concept in my head. But I need to start putting in practice, because I'd like to have it done before I turn 50. So I got like 5.5 years left. I'd like to have a game published before I turn 50, if I make it that long. Yeah, it's just a matter of, I don't like doing the art, and that's why, like with Minecraft, like the whole coding and stuff like that, it doesn't bother me. I mean, even though I don't do all the coding, I tell an AI what to do and it does it for me. I vibe code, I'll admit it. But as far as the textures go, all I do is I just take Minecraft textures and reskin them and stuff like that, and then I turn those into the materials that I want them to be. Ah, okay, cool. So, but yeah, I definitely need to start putting it into practice and stuff like that, and doing it, and maybe, and that's kind of what I plan on doing. Like maybe, like I don't know how I want to do it though. I originally thought I had an idea of ARPG style or 3D. Is it 2D isometric? I think how Diablo is, where it's over the shoulder type of, or not really over the shoulder, but panned up over the player type of stuff. I kind of wanted that. Like when you're in town, maybe it's first person view, kind of like World of Warcraft. And then when you go into a dungeon, it turns into 3D isometric or 2D isometric, whichever one. Um, so um, I don't know how I'm going to do that though, but that's kind of the thought process I have of it. Because I figure, while you're, you want to be able to see, when you're in town, it's just a point of interest, if you will, and that's just a place where you're going to turn in your quest, to turn in your information. You'd have a library that you would go to turn in your bestiary book, or to update your bestiary book and update the dungeon map and stuff like that. And then you would have other places that you could go to uh, recover your items that you lost or that were damaged, repair your damaged items. So you'd have a toolsmith, a blacksmith, and all this other stuff. And then you have like a shopkeepers and stuff like that where you would go to get your food and all that stuff. But also while you're in the dungeon, you can harvest, you can kill monsters, and you'd be able to eat them as part of regaining health and stuff like that. That's what the safe places are for. And the safe places are ideally that when you go into these rooms, there's like a little campfire or something like that. You can sit there and you can recover your health. You can sleep and stuff like that while you're in a dungeon. That way you don't have to come out. But um, again, that's just the thought that I have about it. And I don't want to build that one. I don't want to build that one first because they always say, build your first when you build your first game, expect it to be shit, and I don't want that game to be shit. So that's why I'm kind of building, kind of have my thoughts on building another game like where you play, and I think this one would be cool too, but where you play as like a necromancer, and you basically start out as you start out as a necro that you can raise one skeleton, um, and you have to go around collect. Just kind of like think of Castlevania. Now this one would be a single player game, essentially, but again, it would just be a throw out there game just to kind of get the experience in doing it and stuff. So, um, but think of it like a Castlevania type of game where you start out as a necromancer. You have to go through and you have to build your army and stuff like that. But you're essentially the very first um, the the first skeleton you can or undead you can raise is one skeleton, and then by the time it's said, you could raise uh, maybe 20 or 30 undead, if you will. By the time you level up and all that stuff. So just a short little game to um, just to get the handle on how to do it, how to get used to making graphics and stuff like that. Um, but that's going to be my big thing though, is setting down, taking the time to building the art models, the character models, the dungeons, the layouts, the tiles, the floor tiles, and all that stuff. That's going to be my big thing on doing all that. So, or is doing that stuff, and then making sure that whatever I plan on building it in, whether it be Unreal Engine or whatever, that's just the first one that comes to my mind. So, um, going that route and figuring out what I'm going to do with it. Oh, is that your way of saying that I need to start playing instead of just sitting here on the title screen talking? I mean, I'm not going to give it up. Like Minecraft is still going to be my Monday thing, but there's still I at some point though when I get into deving, I probably won't play as I'll probably dedicate a day to deving. That way I don't get like dedicate a day to streaming it. Like building the game models and stuff like that. Um, I just I'm not there yet. Hang on. Got emails I have to reply to. All right. Just supposed to be replying to emails. Excuse me. I guess we'll get back to this. But yeah, what I was saying earlier though, definitely would like to start looking at games that are that I can start playing more often to kind of break up the monotony. And it's not that, you know, I feel like it's monotonous. That's not what I mean. Just one of those things like, you know, I'm sure there's some games that, you know, my followers may, you know, like to see me play instead. Maybe things that'll bring people back into it a little bit more, or into the streams, as well as even potentially even as well as potentially, you know, creating more you know, more gameplay or videos, like for me to be able to have clips. So I'm trying to think of clips. You know what? That's probably close to being like a disgusting sound. You know, like that's kind of disgusting. Borderline disgusting. Oh god. It murked him. I was like, Oh no. Hey, like an axe to the face. Nighttime, right? Close. The right way. Yeah. Yeah. Do I want to be a warrior, a rogue, or a mage? The whole test was supposed to be for maging. We doing a I don't really want to do a mage. Still need to balance test it though. Bum. Do we want to do... I guess we'll go ahead and do the rogue again. Test out some... Oh. Some of the items. What does the Assassin's Mark do? Right, okay. Void Blade. Void Blade on cooldown. It is on cooldown. Oh, it's on cooldown. Maybe I should. Oh, I'm in the ground. What the? Now, why would I want to say that? I can say it. Checking to see if it's just me or if it's a re-recording since I'm not paying attention. Okay, I took fall damage there, so it must be the fact that I'm level 20. Seems like that the leveling didn't affect I don't remember the leveling affecting the free fall damage. Ouch. Yeah, I don't know if I like how the rogue is though. Let me look at changing the rogue, changing that class. One thing I need to work on is adding more structures. Become a Druid of Doom. Good. Could totally add in a Druid. I mean, I'll be honest with you, the whole Sork, the whole Sork though is actually, for me not liking the Sork or the Mage, I say Sork. For me not really caring for the Mage too well, there are some pretty cool things that it can do. It's I wouldn't call it powerful, but it's definitely a more of an OP thing. Mages have the ability to see in the dark. Um, I don't need this. I don't need that. And a lot of these actually just does the same thing over. Dare I say? Frost Nova. To the Arcane Shield. Polymorph, I don't remember exactly what that one does. Life Drain. You have a little wand. I have to wait till nighttime. It will need the mana bar down below updates as you. It is, as a matter of fact, it is made of morning wood. I should totally put that in the text down below. In the lore text. I mean, after all, this mod isn't intended for, you know, for children or anything like that, but. And then I should add in a tree called Morning Wood. Yes, Erecto Patronus. Chanting table used. The oddly enough, though, the mana bar should have updated to the level that we're on. Just cast a fireball. It's not a very powerful one. But then we have polymorph. It doesn't give any text. I need to go in there and put flavor text in there so that way people know what it does. Life Drain does obviously that. Gravity Well does, you know, that as well. Arcane Shield gives you basically a absorption for about 45 seconds. Dimensional Rift. Well. Good way to travel around. Kind of like teleport. Ice Wall. Yep, you guessed it. You need to, you know, place between your you and your enemies. Now, here's the one thing about this, though. Sadly, the ice wall, when it breaks, it does that. So, I have no idea how I'm going to make it work, but yeah. Lightning bolt. I was kind of hoping to. I guess it's turning nighttime, so. Does exactly that. I guess I've been up for days, so. There's lightning bolt, frost nova, blink is another one for getting around fast. Oh, hello. Polymorph. Doesn't do what you think it does. But it places like 3 things on them at once. Slowness. And weakening and something else. Mana Shield does the same thing. Oh, we already went over that. Chain Lightning is pretty cool. Matter of fact, there's... Oh, he's pissed now. He's pissed. Now I got supercharged creepers. Meteor Storm is still finicky. Might actually be better to do it over here. I mean, the spells have potentials. These are advanced spells. You have advanced wands, so they do an advanced. This is the adept. The apprentice wand is the basic one. It's the one you start out with. Then you can upgrade to an adept wand, and then you can go from there. To like an expert wand or something like that. But I've been ignoring. That's what 1.8. Aside from updating it for 26.1.2, update 1.8 has basically been the mage update. So yeah, there's tricks of the trade and stuff like that to I'm trying to figure it out. Now the big thing though is I've added in. Oh, hello. I like chess. What's in here? The one of the big things though is I've added in what's going to be in the in 26.2 is the sulfur biome. I went ahead and added in that block to this one. That way we can get ahead of the curve, and then when the update actually comes out, I'll probably revert it back to vanilla, or else it's just going to be one of those where it'll only take a certain block, and you won't be able to take and harvest the block. You're supposed to be able to buy it. Right now, you're able to buy it. You can't harvest it anywhere in the game because there's no biome for it. So right now, you'll be able to to uh to purchase it, or ideally, you're supposed to be able to. But I think I covered everything as far as the mana shield. Oh, scroll of healing does exactly that. It heals you. There are some tonics that you can use, such as I don't think it's actually called a tonic, is it? Yeah, energy tonic. So you can, no, energy tonic is for a rogue. Mana crystals. That's what it was. Mana crystals. You consume mana crystals, and it will restore your mana. Those are things you have to buy as well. So, but I also made it to where it's like as you level up, when you get to like level, like you recover 2 mana per second. So it's a lot faster. You won't really need it. You'll just need it early game. But good luck on finding them and buying them and stuff like that. So. All right. Anyway, trying to think of what else there is for. Arcane orb. What does that do? Oh, on a cooldown. Nice. Okay. Basically the same thing that the I don't think that's what that was supposed to be. A lot of the stuff I threw in there, and then I never did actually get a chance to play around with it. So kind of see where it it just kind of lands, and then we'll just from there. So we'll find me something to eat. Let me see what else is there. Barrier charm, I think. Okay. Cane barrier activated. Protected for 10 seconds with 10 absorption. Health. Okay. Mana catalyst, temporal crystal. There's a lot of mana burst on enemies nearby. Mana burst. One. Mana burst hit one enemy. Okay, there's some Circon. Yeah, so this one basically slows everything down. Those that was hit by it. Well, if already asked you once, why would I say that? I can say it. Why would I want to say it, though? So there are those. Iron Talisman, Golden Axe. These are warrior items. Here's the other ones. Basically, they fire off quicker. I think they do a little bit more damage too. Yeah. They do a little bit more damage too. that stuff. We got all the powders. We got most of the powders. Some of the other ones are, yeah, they're. And we got all the arbors. I need to work on the textures for them, but we have all the armor. Shields. I need to work on the shields as well. Right now, they barely do anything more than just being, um, you know, they come just like the armor and the weapons. They come pre-enchanted. Some come with unbreaking, I believe. Tools. I guess some of the stuff probably could fall off in, well, some of the stuff's over in the tools too. Oh, we have vampire dust, phantom dust, overcharged dust, titan strength, perfect dodge. I don't think spell echo. So spell echo gives you an opportunity to cast the spell again without cost. So like the first one may not cost you, but the second one will. But it's good for like, it's like take 15 seconds, take 15 seconds or so, something like that. You drink it, it gives you about 15 seconds. Time distortion, last stand. Next spell will cast twice. That's not the case though. Do this. Charge dust, perfect charge. Perfect dodge. Featherfall powder. Shadow blend, battle frenzy. Try this. I don't know if I can do. I don't think it worked like it said, like it was supposed to. Now see, on the skeletons, it looked like it did twice. Because you saw 2 ticks of damage. Okay. Gravity well does. Don't remember. Ooh. Fortune dust, what it does is when you use it, it gives you the next 10 blocks you destroy. Fortune. So basically you apply it now. I don't know if you can. So it's like when you come across a gold mine. I got 26 out of what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 10, 11. I don't remember how many blocks, but it's a good number though. Wondered if fortune dust would three. No. Didn't affect those. But it did affect those. So it looks like I'm gonna have to go into the go in and find like all the gems and stuff like that and add them to the fortune dust um, um, list, because I think it's a list of stuff that it, like, I think there's a list that this stuff has to be on for it to affect.
I think it's the entities blocks. So if I was to go
So it's not an enchantment, which means that it's probably going to be just straight up in my source. Can't remember where I put it. At lock.
Oh, there it is. Fortune Dust Hand event. So, apply Fortune 3 bonus drops.
Yep. So we need to add the
Ba-na-na-na-na-na-na. Oh, nope, nope. Ah. Um, things are looking good though. I will say this though, things are looking good. Just I wish I could get that though without having a predetermined dungeon. I wish I could get the dungeon to lay out better. Uh, one of the next things I'm going to work on though, for sure, is probably the um it's probably going to be more structures. I have more loot that I want to add in. I want some of the uh like some of the uh not necessarily the spells and the mithril items. The mithril items you'll have to go to the specifically short of buying them. You're gonna have to go and get the materials for them. All the gear, all the equipment is craftable. You just need the materials for it, and so I don't advertise that very. I don't advertise how to craft the gear because I want to make sure that as the mod develops that we're able to that I'm able to or we as in the players are able to use what's in the game, especially what's been added to the game. So um that's pretty much why a lot of the stuff you don't really see me crafting it or anything like that. I'm not happy with the way the crafting items are for some of the stuff. So, just like some of these weapons, that one I need to change the texture on that. The Bloodthirster blade and the Inferno sword look too close together. So, um. But I'm still trying to iron out a lot of stuff. What? Hang on a second. Are you kidding me? Bum 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 bum. Finally. Press escape to continue. Anyway. But yeah, like some of these items, like the mana crystals and temporal crystals and stuff like that, I like to add them to the loot tables and stuff. So that's something that hopefully in the future we'll be able to be able to get a hold of a little bit easier. Some of the foods I'd like to as well. Some of the ingredients as well. You know, I want like the loot chest. I want, you know, like some of the mining chests and stuff like that. I want them to be I want some of this loot to be added to the mining chest. I don't particularly know how. I got some errands I gotta go run, so I'm gonna get off here. But yeah, we'll continue this on later. More in the future. I definitely got some more stuff I gotta work on. Gotta add the fortune dust, the loot table for the drops and all that stuff. Hey Blazing, thanks for stopping in, man. Always a pleasure to have you around. I hope the rest of your day is great as well. And I might be yeah, thanks. I'm just going into town. It's about a 5-minute drive if anything. So, but I just got a couple errands I got to go run. I got to go to the store, go to the bank, and probably go to the store as well. But yeah, so but I'll be back around though if you want to Discord later if you're not too busy, if you want to jump in Discord or something like that, I'll be around. I got a few things I got to take care of while I'm doing things in preparation for this week. There's a lot of, well, there's another one that just popped in, so I got a bunch of hotel reservations. I've got a people. Both the same one. Yeah. Anyway, but I got a few things. That's true though. You're right. You're absolutely right. What I was going to say was, like, you know, they often say that, you know, accidents happen within 15 minutes if you're home. So most accidents happen within 15 minutes if you're home. So we'll see. There's a bunch of idiots out on the road today, I'm sure. So, but yeah, though, I'll be back around here in a little bit if you wanna Discord and talk about the future of some games and stuff like that, if you know, and whatnot. But or you know, the future of, you know, what I mean by the future of games is not necessarily about the future of games itself, but you know, if you something else that you have your eye on, you want to try it out, then you know, we can talk about that, stuff like that. But anyway, I'll be back around here probably in the next 30 minutes or so. So hit me up, or else I might just be playing some Diablo, or I might be working on this. So let's go back over here. We'll go back over here and then call it quits. Anyway, I'll be around later. So thank you all for being here today. I greatly appreciate each and every one of you. I hope you enjoyed the stream. It's just kind of been it's a Monday. I'm still, it's almost 1:30 p.m. my time, and I'm still sipping on coffee, which is odd. This is as much water as I've drank today, so I gotta drink more water. Minecraft Java Edition presents disgusting bugs. That's awesome. But anyway, I'll see you guys later. I'll probably won't be back streaming tomorrow. Actually, I may stream tomorrow just because I'll be out Thursday and Friday and Saturday. So I may stream tomorrow anyway, but I'll go ahead and record my episode, and then I'll go ahead, or I may record my episode later today, so that way I can go ahead and get it uploaded and ready for tomorrow, and then stream tomorrow. But who knows what I'll be doing. It probably won't be the mod. It'll probably be Diablo or something else, because I'm still on a goal to get that other spark of the 50 that I already have from the March of the Goblins event. So anywho, but I'll catch you guys later. I'll see you guys in the next stream. All right, you guys have a good one. Thanks for being here. Bye-bye.